All right, guys. So let's quickly start. In the post-lunch session, we are going to discuss about UiPath AI Center. UiPath AI Center is a product of UiPath Enterprise platform, which comes as add-on. So you need additional licenses for UiPath AI Center to be enabled in your organization. UiPath AI Center enables you to deploy, consume, manage, and improving the machine learning model that is already available on the AI Center. AI Center was previously known as AI Fabric, and now they have renamed it to AI Center. So some people are still referring this as a AI Fabric. So what is AI Fabric? Or what is AI Center basically, right? So AI Center helps you to orchestrate all moving pieces of AI. That means you should be able to deploy your machine learning model. You should be able to consume your machine learning model. You should be able to manage, and you should be also able to run your pipeline to improve the machine learning model by training your dataset. It does a heavy lifting for you so that you should be able to consume the cognitive services inside your RPA workflow without having a knowledge of data science. So that's basically it bridges the gap between RPA and data science time and enables you to apply the limitless cognitive powers of AI to any RPA automation that you are using into your organization. It gives you model of your choice. That means you can also able to package your model, upload directly into the AI center, or you should be able to use UiPath provided out of the box ML model, which are pre-trained from the UiPath AI technology partners, right? Or there are some models which are retrainable. That means all the model is being provided by the UiPath team or a third party AI technology partner, you should be able to retrain that model on the basis of the data that you have. And once you have your ML model, or we can simply say ML skill deployed on AI Center, you should be able to drag and drop those ML skill inside your UiPath Studio to build your automation the same way that we do as of now. So let's quickly look at what are the various component of AI Center, right? So AI Center basically contains ML packages, ML skills, right? ML logs, and then pipeline, which is required for retraining the data, and obviously the data set, right? For using the AI Center, there are certain limitations. Limitation in a terms that you need to have you different kinds of licenses. AI robot license will be required for AI Center services to be used, right? Okay. And once you have AI Center license or AI robot license you should be able to use ML skills inside your automations. Okay. So let's quickly look about what are the different components of, you know, AI Center. Before that, let's quickly revisit the diagram that we have on this particular presentation. So if you look at here, RPA developer is using ML package. Okay. So you have different ML packages. One is your customer build ML package and same. Some are the out of the box. So you should be able to select or upload the package and you can deploy that ML package as ML skill. So ML package, once it is deployed, it will become ML skill. That ML skill will perform whatever the task that need to be done using your ML model inside a UiPath robot. So it will predict, or if need to trigger something like human in the loop concept where you need to create some approval mechanism or you need to somebody to validate it, you should be also able to create task, right? A task in an action center, or you should also present a validation station if you are running a attended bot. or if you are running unattended bot, you should be able to create a task in a AI, sorry, action center. And once user performs certain actions like validations or confirmations or approval, it will loop back to for the retraining as well, right? So say for example, if you are using a machine learning model and that machine learning model is able to predict, you know, values for 80% of the cases, but for 20% of cases it's not able to predict those. So in those scenario, what we do is we create a human in loop concept where a task will be created and it will be sent to the action center or presented as a form validation center, and human has to take decision. So he need to look at the data, manually correct the prediction if the prediction is good or not. So he predict and then he corrects the prediction, and once you correct the prediction, you should be able to save and send that data back to the model for retraining purposes. There we should be able to retrain the model, right? That's what the loop number 5 is, right? So first step is deploy ML package so that it become ML skill. Use that ML skill inside a UiPath Studio that will be used to predict your decision. Then from the decision tree, you should be able to trigger validation, right? Or you should be able to create a task. And once that task is validated or task is approved, you should be able to use that data to send, that means a training data for retraining purposes, to ML package, right? So this way you should be able to train your ML package. So let's quickly understand key concept used in AI Center. So we have projects, we have datasets, we have ML packages, we have pipeline, we have ML skills and ML logs. What these refer to? Project is nothing but, you can say as a folder, right? So for a simple ML use case, you can say it's a folder which contains every other thing inside. So project is nothing but a resource bundle which contains dataset, ML package, pipeline, ML skin and ML logs, so that you should be able to isolate one model from other model, right? So that's the concept of project when you create a ML project inside a AI Center. Then you have second is dataset. Dataset again is a folder which contains file and folder to train your model. So in the previous slide, I have shown you the example where you are sending a data to ML model for retraining purpose, right? That means you should be able to send the file as a form of CSV to AI Center for training purpose. So all those files will be stored where? In dataset folder. Then you have ML package. What is this ML package? ML package is folder which contains the code and metadata or runtime binary to train and serve a machine learning model. It can have multiple variations and versions, right? Some will based on the data that is trained for department A. Some is based on data which is trained from department B. So you using one ML package, you should be able to create different variations of it. ML packages are of two types, right? You can reuse the models built by your data science time. You should be able to import the model that your data science team has built in your organization and deploy that as a ML skill. So that's a one way of doing it. Other way of doing is you can also use the open source model given by the data science community into AI Center, and you should be able to train and deploy them on the AI Center, right? So you don't need to create a new infrastructure for training and deploying an AI model. Then third way is you should be able to use the models, right? When I say model, that means ML packages given by UiPath technology partner such as H2O AI, right? Or maybe some other third party platform partners. They provide their out of the box model, right? Document understanding is one which is given by the UiPath. So UI document understanding is nothing but a machine learning model or ML package given by the UiPath that will be used for invoice and text, text extraction. So we'll look at the next slide, right? So these are the different variations of ML packages that you can use. Now we have a pipeline. What is pipeline? So pipeline is nothing but a workflow which contains all the functions of the workflow in order to execute and train your data. So that's a pipeline. So you should be able to define how you want to train your data set. That's basically when you are deploying and retraining the data set. But if you are not deploying your machine learning model and you want to use open source or out of the box model given by UiPath, you don't need this. All you need is ML package and ML skills. Pipeline and data sets are optional. Those are required only when you are using trainable model, which can be trained, right? Then you have ML skills. So ML skill is nothing but a trained model with acceptable level of performance, right? So initially what we have ML package and we train that on a different data set. And once it achieves certain level of accuracy, we name them as a ML skill. And that ML skill will be used inside your UiPath workflow to give the result. Okay. And then we have called a component called ML logs. So it is nothing but a dashboard which performs the analysis on logs if something goes wrong with ML packages. So it's nothing but basically logs of AI center infrastructure. If something goes wrong while running the model, those will not be visible on your robot logs. They will be visible here in ML logs. So that's the difference here. Before going to AI Center and create a new project, I wanted just to highlight you what kind of ML packages or a machine learning packages we have available at as of now at AI Center. This list might be updated or it keeps changing because UiPath team keeps updating these machine learning and open source models onto the platform. When last time I have seen, these are the models which are available on UiPath AI Center. So in the first category, you say UiPath document understanding. So document understanding is a one component which is a part of AI Center. That means we should be able to use document understanding, right, using the machine learning model given by the AI Center. So when we use ML extractor in document understanding, we should be able to use all of these machine learning models like invoices, receipt, purchase order, utility bills, generic document understanding, generic document classifier, contracts, passport and ID. So the last two are coming soon. I hope they have built it. But when I was, creating this PPT, these were coming soon. And all of the machine learning models shown here, which contains a star, those are basically retrainable model. That means with help of your data, you should be able to retrain them. But there are certain models or ML packages which you can't train, right? Like language detection. That's an open source model already trained. And there is no option that you can train that on AI Center. So it basically tells you what features of that machine learning package or ML package is available on AI Center. So you can see like language detection, sentiment analysis, language translation, name entity recognition, question answering, semantic similarity, text summarization. These are the models which are out of the box model given by UiPath using the UI open source models are not trainable. You won't be able to train them. But text classification, you should be able to train them. Object detection, if you want to use for image analysis, right? People, vehicle, animals, accessories, furniture, appliance, whatever you want to detect from an image, right? You should be able to train that model. Similarly, for tabular data, you have some of the models available. So this is on a high level, what kind of things you can do using AI Center ML packages. Any doubt here before I go to AI Center, create a new project, help you to understand how you should be able to use this into general RPA automation. Any doubt here so far? Good to move? All right. So let's quickly go to AI Center and see how we should be able to create a project using AI Center. So first thing that you need to do, as I told you earlier as well, before using some of these add-on feature, you need to enable and disable them from your tenant setting. So you should be able to enable it from AI Center here and disable it. My session got expired, so I need to log in again. So you should be able to enable and disable this from here, right? Once you enable it, you'll be able to see this AI Center tab here, right? And the first concept that we need to use is a project. So as I told you, project is nothing but a folder which contains all the related resources together so that you should be able to identify one project with the other project, right? So let's create a new project called demo. Okay, I created a project. Once you create a project, you will see all of those options that I was describing earlier, like ML models, ML packages, data labeling, data sets, and ML log. I didn't describe about the data labeling because that's used only for document understanding. So we'll cover this when we discuss the document understanding, right? So once you create a project, this page will come. Now what we need to do here is we need to understand what kind of automation we want to build, right? So say for example, for sake of simplicity, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to perform sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is by reading some text, I am trying to identify that the comment provided by user or customer is good or bad. So that's what we are trying to build now. Okay. So for that, let me open up my UiPath Studio and I wanted to showcase you what we actually trying to build. Guys, those who are not speaking, please go on mute. I'm hearing a background noise. All right. So what I'm trying to do here is we have a project where what we're trying to do is we have a data for an app 10 best food for you. That's an app listed on Play Store. And for this app, there are a lot of reviews given by their customer. Lot of reviews, right? So what we need to do is we need to read this particular review and we need to understand what is the sentiment about this particular review. Is that positive, is that negative, or how it is, right? So we are going to use this data. So we are using sentiment analysis. Okay, so now come here. So data set, you should be able to upload a folder which contains your data. So let's quickly upload the folder which contains data, which is, sorry, so I think it would be here in the document, in the UiPath, it's in here. So here we have a, so you should be able to select this folder and your data will be uploaded. So this way you should be able to upload the data. And this is only required when you want to retrain a model, then only it is required. Otherwise there is no need for uploading data. So I have uploaded the data here. Data labeling, as I told you, this will be required when we are dealing with UiPath document understanding, where we need to tell what sort of information from a screen need to be captured and all those things. That's why there is a specific feature given for the document understanding. So for this example, let's skip this. Let's come to the ML package. So data set you have already defined. Now we need to define a ML package. Okay. So now you have two options. One is you should be able to upload a zip file which contains your machine learning model. This will be usually given to you by your data science team, or you should be able to download it from various free and open source portal which provides a machine learning model written in Python, right? There are certain prerequisite of the folder structure, how it has to be structured. And if you structure your project in such a way, you should be able to upload that package using this upload zip file. Then you have out of the box packages. So which is basically, I want to use the ML package which is developed by UiPath, such as document understanding, or by the open source community. So there you have these many top categories of machine learning packages available. So you have UiPath document understanding, you have UiPath image analysis, you have UiPath language analysis, UiPath task mining, and then some of these are open source. So you have image analysis, language comprehension, language translation, and tabular data. What we are going to do is using language analysis. So in the language analysis, we have again English text classification, French text classification, language detection, named entity recognition, sentiment analysis, and text classification. Out of all of these model, only this model is retrainable. Rest of them are not trainable. For this example, we are going to use sentiment analysis. So we'll select this one. So the moment you select that machine learning package, you will come on this page. So you need to select different package version. By default, only 2 is available, and you can see here it is not retrainable. That means you won't be able to retrain this model based on your data, right? So all you need to do is select it. You should be able to give it name. So say for example, if you want to give a name called sentiment analysis, so just simply say sentiment analysis, and submit. So the moment you submit it, what it will do, it will start deploying this to your orchestrator instance, right? It will copy everything that is required to use this ML package for your uses. So let's move to the next tab and let's wait for this to be deployed. So you will come to pipeline. Pipeline again is, as I told you, it depends on what required for training a data set. So you have different options. You have a train, you have test, and then you have full pipeline run. So this is required when you wanted to retrain the data. So here you need to select a package, because we don't have any trainable package, we won't be able to create it. If we in previous step select a package which is trainable, you should be able to see that from drop down. So that is not here, and that's the reason you are not able to select anything here. So let's skip this. Let's come to ML skill. So ML skill is a instance of ML package, right? So let's create a ML skill. Let's give a ML skill name as sentiment analysis. Now you should be able to select the package that you have defined on tab ML package. You need to select the version. If you have different, you can give us a description what you wanted to do. And then you have enable GPU and enable auto update. Enable GPU is basically a computation power given to your AI center instance. By default, if you want to train some data set which is of 10 GB, it will take months to train that unless you enable GPU. So if you have requirement of training a data set or doing a heavy computation, you need to enable a GPU, and before that you need to buy a license for it. So you won't be able to turn this on. And then there is an option called undeploy skills after period of inactivity. That means when they will disable this, because they are giving this as a free trial, right? You will create as many as skill you can, but if you are not using, it's basically using a cloud resources, right? So they have given this option that if you do not use for a 1 week, they'll undeploy this skill. They'll not delete it, but undeploy. So next time when you need to use, you need to deploy it again for the use. So let's create this. And once you create this, you will come on again, its status is deploying, and you should be able to see the status, detail status from the ML logs. So you see that I have created a ML package and then ML skills, and deployment attempt 1 is failed. So it will retry in few seconds. Okay. So then it will become deployed. Okay. Once this ML skill is deployed, status is become deployed, you should be able to use that into your UiPath Studio, right? Let's take about the example what we are doing here. It's a pretty easy example. All we are doing here is we are reading a reviews, which is nothing but a CSV file. So let's open this. So what we are doing here is we are reading a CSV file, which is nothing but into this folder. Okay. Output that into a data table called dt.appreviews. Then we have two variables. One is current row and one is total number of rows, so that we can loop over this data table. So then we have a this is get review comment here, right? So this will be used to get the one record at a time from data table. So current record is 0. If it is less than total number of record in data table, from current row, get the translated review to string. That means from that Excel file, what we're trying to do here is we are reading this row by row. So first time when the bot will run, it will read this data. Okay. And it will be going as a out argument. So out app review will go as an out argument. Okay. And now come back here. So let's close this just not to confuse anyone. So now you have review. So here we are checking that if it is having review, right? So, if not, it will come here and it will try to identify the sentiment of the text of a review. So what we are doing here, we have a string variable, which is coming from previous workflow. Then what we're trying to do, we are, just replacing, space and comma and all those characters just for the review purpose. And then we are writing that on a line so that we should be able to see those. And then you have to use get prediction, ML skill. How you should be able to use ML skill? For that, all you need to do is you need to use this ML activity services.package. So you need to have this ML services.activities inside your project dependency for your process to work. And then we have also used some of the other features in this project. So we are also using persistent activities, which are required if you have a long running workflow where you want to resume your bot for certain action to be taken by human operator, like creating a task in an action center or presenting a validation station. So that's for UiPath persistent activity need to be used. For that, you need to also do one more thing. In the project setting, you need to enable this toggle which supports the persistent. So basically what it does is snapshot of your process will be stored into orchestrated database. So when that process will resume, it will resume from there. So it's basically like a program counter and programming stack will be stored into orchestrated database. And when it resumes, it takes care of the execution. So this need to be enabled, right? Then you have this ML skills. How this ML skill works, that I wanted to showcase you. For that, what I'll do, I'll create a separate workflow. Okay. And there in the activities, you need to do is ML skills. So you need to drag that ML skill. So when you drag that, it supports two connection mode. One is a robot connection mode. Another one is a API endpoint based connection mode. As this robot is directly connected to the same orchestrator, so we don't need to use the API endpoint. And then you need to refresh here. So it will bring all of your models which are deployed on AI Center. So I have just deployed sentiment analysis. So the moment you select it, it will come here. And then you should be able to test your ML skill here also. So when you click on text skill, it will open this window, which is nothing but a documentation coming from AI Center. This is useful because you need to understand what kind of output it will give. So when you click it, it will return output in a JSON format, which contains sentiment and which contains the confidence. So when I said very good, it said it's positive and confidence is 1.0, which is almost 100%. When I say very bad, let's see what it says. So it's very negative and confidence is 0. So sentiment will be different and confidence will tell you how accurate this result would be, right? So this is again coming from a machine learning model. So on the basis of, score, on the basis of, your score of the prediction, right? Confidence, you should be able to build your human in loop concept. Say, for example, if the confident score given by the model is less than 0.5, that means something wrong with machine learning model. There is nothing wrong with machine learning model. The problem is it not have enough data to classify that particular comment, right? So it's not able to classify that particular comment accurately. It may improve when you train that more, right? So that's basically what that confident score is all about. So when you run this ML skill, it will give output. You need to pass input and the return will be JSON, right? So we know for reading a JSON, we need to deserialize that first. So this method is available in, you know, this web API.activity. So you need to use deserialize JSON. So it will deserialize and then you should be able to read the JSON object as a dictionary. So and then passing the key and value key, you should be able to get the value. So you can see we are sending confidence as a JSON dictionary and the result will be stored in out confidence. We'll be writing that and then we'll be also reading the sentiment and sentiment will be stored in out classification and out confidence. So we'll use out confidence and out classification returned from ML model. Okay. Now we have a check here. What is the confidence threshold? So we have defined a threshold variable, right? Threshold is 0.7. So if confidence is less than 0.7, it will create a task for human validation. If it is not, it will save and move to next record. So this is pretty simple. All it will do is it will write into Excel file and move next. But let's look at task for human validation. And there we'll use a concept of UiPath Action Center. Okay. All right. So let's open this up. So I already explained you how ML skill works. Now, for this, what you need to do is use a create form task. And this is available into UiPath persistent activities. I told you if you need to run a automation which contains resumption and suspension, you need to use this persistent activity. And in the activity, you should be able to use create form task. This one. So let's drag and drop here. Right? And then you need to give task title, task priorities, task catalog, and then form data. So there are two ways of doing this form data. One is what you can do is you can open a form designer and there you can design a form directly here. Or for basic purpose, when you have to use inside the process where you don't need fancy form with lot many colors, lot many buttons, lot many checkboxes, what you can do, you can simply define arguments, right? Like app review is the in and value will be what is uh, in sorry we have what is the variable that we use to get the data for this particular. So here we have not this, sorry, hold for a second, let me delete this, not avoid confusion. Okay, so here what we have done, we have defined this 1 2 3 4 variables. Direction is in, and direction for the last one, which is the correct classification. So what we are doing here is we are creating a form task. There we will send 3 variables: app preview, initial classification, which we are getting from ML skill, initial classification confidence, which we are getting from ML skill, and then correct classification, which human will override, right? So when you open a form designer, those fields will automatically translated to these text fields, and then I have created a new checkbox based field. You should be able to do by using these things, right? And all you need to do is take care of certain properties. So properties of this should be matched to field key. So that's the only thing that you need to take care. Rest other thing is like, it's all about the presentation, how it look like, if you want to hide the label and all those things. And you should be also build a validation as well. But the most important is property name. That's a data you are binding to this particular field. So it's basically one-to-one binding. App preview that is coming from ML skill will come here. The text, initial classification returned by ML skill, initial classification returned by ML skill, and then human options, which will give you option to overwrite it. If initially it is positive and you think it's a negative, so you should be able to select negative and submit it, right? So that's how it will look. And how it will look like on orchestrator, it will look like on the orchestrator like this. Okay, let's close this. So this is how you, so that's a create a form task. Once you create a form task, you also need to define some of the properties here, right? So you need to define a task priority, which you should be able to give on the basis of task, and then you should be storing the output coming from this into a variable. So I have set task classification as the output object. These need to be passed for this wait for a form task and resume. So basically what you do here is you create a task and you are waiting for that task to be completed in some external system. Because we are creating a form task, it is going to create a form task in Action Center. But you should be also able to create an external task, or you should be able to present a validation station, right? Using UiPath forms. So it's all depends how you want to create a logic here, where you want your validation to be done. So for this use case, I want my validation to be done on Actions Center, UiPath Action Center. So that's the reason I have created a form task. And the moment you create a form task, it will generate a unique task ID, and it will send this form to the Action Center with the data that I am publishing here with the name of input and output argument. So let's quickly go to UiPath orchestrator and see how we should be able to see the Actions Center here. So this is basically UiPath Action Center. So here, when your automation will run, what it will become? When you create a task, task will come here. So task will come here in the same way. This is the form we have designed. So this will come here. A task with unique ID. This is the title that we have given in a workflow. These are the fields we have designed. And then you have option to select positive or negative and submit it. Before doing some actions, you need to assign it to yourself, because robot is connected with your user license. So that's the reason it has to be done. So first you need to assign it to yourself. So the moment you assign it to yourself, it will come into the pending state. And then in the pending state, you need to take action and submit it. And once you submit it, right, then what process will do is, process is continuously waiting for that task to be completed. You don't need to configure anything if it is on a same orchestrator. So you don't need to do anything. It's waiting for that task to be completed. And once you perform certain task, it captures what is the action that you have taken and what is the output from the task, right? So we have configured that task output, and let's just print that. Once that print, what we'll do, we'll correct the classification. So classification will be overwritten by the classification that we are getting from the action center, and confidence will save as 1. Earlier confidence score was something else given by the ML skill. So this is all about the workflow, and this is all about the AI center with inclusion of human and loop with the action center. So let's quickly run this bot and try to see how it works. And then I'll answer some of other questions regarding this AI center. Okay, so let's quickly run this bot. So first message has read, and the sentiment is very positive. Confidence score is 7. So it moved to the next. Now see here. What it has done is it has created a form task and execution has been suspended and waiting for external event to complete, right? And it's waiting here, automatically stopped. And task is created with ID 1044669, right? And its execution is suspended. And this is one of the interview question, or you could say, also advanced level certification, these questions will come where it will ask what will happen if you create a form task. The execution of the process will go into suspended mode. Okay, so let's go back to our AI center and see the new task that has been created. So you can see a new task has been created. This is the task, a new task 1net, and saying, please correct classify the app review comment based on the information below. So this is the app review. It's saying it's a positive, but classification is, score is low. So on the basis of this, you should be able to say, oh no, this is good. This comment is good. It will come to the pending, and now this one, and you need to select positive and then submit it. Once you submit it, an event will occur and it will send that detail to your studio, but it will not resume as it is because we are running it in a studio. So we need to resume it manually. But when you run in unattended mode, I'll run it from the orchestrator. I'll showcase you that as well. So don't worry about it. So for this, now what we need to do is resume it here. So when I resume it here, it will start execution and job resumed since task ID is complete. So it is completed, it is completed, it is positive, and now it will keep doing for each item that we have into that Excel file. So it will create a task. Task will be created here. Okay. It will come into unassigned. See here. So first thing that you need to do is assign it to yourself. Take action on that. Okay. Submit it. So it will become completed. And the moment it will become completed, you need to resume it here. And then further steps will be completed. Okay. So let's stop this bot and try to run this bot from the orchestrator. Okay. To see the working of this. So let's quickly go to orchestrator. Okay, so we are into shared. We have two processes. This is the sentiment analysis process that I need to run. So what I'll do is I'll run it. I'll run it on any machine which is available. Command is sent. Now it will if you look at the jobs, it will start running, and now you should be able to see the logs. So now you can see a task is created here. sentiment analysis execution suspended. So now when you go to job, you will see it's a production, unattended and suspended mode. So basically question will come, what will be the states of a process? So you should be able to explain it is stopped, faulted, running and suspended. Now let's go back to action. So you should be able to see new unassigned task, this one. Okay, assign it to yourself. It will come into pending. Okay, and now click positive, submit it, completed, and now you will see it is resumed automatically. Now it's running. Right? So you should be able to, again it is suspended. That means a new ticket has been created, a new task has been created, and it's waiting for this to be completed. And it will keep doing so and so. Right? So with this, I help you to explain how you should be able to consume a ML skill, which is out of the box, how you should be able to include human in loop concept using UiPath Action Center, right? Any questions, guys, before I move to next concept, how we should be able to train the model? Any question? And you able to understand it correctly?
It was very nice explanation explained. I have one question in pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
You have three full pipeline
Mm-hmm.
to train model, and what were other two?
Okay, so full pipeline is basically used, I'll tell you one of I'll tell you a good example and a recent issue that we have faced. Okay, that's basically from my project. So what happened is we started deploying a ML package. Okay, and that we deployed that package and we tested with some initial data. Okay, so we trained that, we tested, and we deployed as a ML skill. Now, after few days, what we get is we get new trained data set. So we have two options now. Either you should train a base model with all the data set, or you should train the model which is already trained with a new trained data set. So when you run the full pipeline, it will train your base model with all the data set, including the existing one. So it's not discarding the training that it has got from the previous data. Right? So that's a difference. Any other questions, guys?
Here I have one more question that we are getting here unassigned task in Action Center. So if suppose it is happening, this thing is happening, and anyone is not there on my system, so can I send an email alert that we have got one unassigned task and you need to log in? And
you can do anything here before this workflow. You can create a call as well using Twilio API. You can send WhatsApp message. You can send anything what you want to do. It's all up to you how you design your workflow.
Okay. I was curious to know about it.
No, so you can create. Let's say what you can do here is you can use a web API to sending a SMS. So SMS will be sent. But I'll tell you, there is still a problem. This bot is running in unattended mode, right? So whenever it's create a task, it's waiting for that task to be completed, right?
Yeah.
And if there are more items to be completed, and if it keeps waiting, when those items will get completed, right? So it's basically stuck somewhere. It's waiting for this task to be completed so that it will move to the next task or next item in a queue or next item in an Excel file, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if there is no operator to fix it, what would happen? the job will remain in suspended state, right? So for this kind of scenario, we use a different concept called orchestrator processing. So there is a template here which is called orchestration process. And what we do there is, whenever we create a task, right, at the same time, we store the metadata that is being stored in the orchestrator database, and a new job will be copied. A new job will be copied with the metadata of the existing task, and then it will move to the next. So basically what will happen is, it will create a copy of this process, right? Yeah, and that will be
another and resume this one.
Resume this one. Okay. So that's how it is done. So basically what we do, we create a copy of the process, and that process keeps waiting for that task, and next process will perform the next item. That's how it does. So that requires a lot of, that's basically a very advanced concept. I mean, it's not easy to do that. It requires a lot of, resource sharing and, designing the best practices and everything. But yeah, that's a good question. So I wanted to tell you that it's possible. It's possible to design, workflow in such a way. Otherwise, it will keep suspended forever. If, say, for example, we have assigned a ticket to, Shivam, and Shivam is out on the leave for that particular day, or a leave for an entire week, right? So
yeah, so our all task will be failed.
Yeah.
Which are queued.
Yeah. All right, guys. So you got you got this, right? Basic understanding of working with out of the box model, how you should be able to use out of the box model. That's what my agenda is, to help you explain how you should be able to use some of these out of the box model, right? Now, next thing that we need to understand is how we should be able to train the data, right? So let's take example of this, concept. Okay. So here what we are doing is, it's very similar to what we have done now. So let's take example of, instead of getting a data from Excel file, we are getting emails from a customer. So we need to get emails. We need to fetch the email details. We need to analyze the email body. And based on the email skill, if the confidence level and score is not matching with the confidence threshold, right? That's what we done. We have defined a threshold 0.7. And if it is not matching, we'll create a human task for the classification. So we'll create a human task, and at the same time, when the human task is created, we'll upload that data into AI Center for training purposes. So basically what I'm trying to say here is, sorry, not this window, where that window is. So say for example of this one, we'll be publishing the data to here in this folder in a form of CSV. So we'll keep sending the CSV, and then after a few days, when we have enough data to train, we'll run the pipeline to train it, so that the accuracy of my ML package and ML skill will improve. Okay, how we should be able to do that in UiPath Studio? So actually the problem is, this ML model is not working on AI Center. So I had, I created another project, which is movie reviews. Okay, it's very simple, similar to what. Only thing is that instead of app review, here I have movie reviews. Okay, so it's a text from movie reviews. I have copied it from IMDb and all those things. So it's basically this one. And for this example, what we have done is, we have used, go to dashboard first, AI Center, and I have used this benchmark English text. That's another package, but this package is retrainable. But the problem what is happening is, it's not getting deployed. It having some issues, and I can't do much because this is a, model given by, so it's failing, it's not getting deployed, deployment is getting failed. I tried yesterday night as well, just to see that if I can showcase you, but somehow it is failing. So I'll tell you the concept. I won't be able to run it, but I'll tell you the concept what we need to do. Okay, so it's the same thing that we have done, same, everything is same. Get reviews, if new movie, classify it, having high enough confidence. So here, when you create a task form, after that task form, once the task is resumed and completed, in this review folder, what we do here is we upload a new data, upload a new upload file, and that's basically coming from here. So if you look at this activity, it is ML storage upload, this one. So you need to use this. Connection mode will remain same. Project, you need to select the project, and data set is nothing but the folder name or you want to give it, and then whatever data I am writing here, because what I'm doing here is I'm changing the classification. So I'm creating a new row and putting that into data table, and then I am writing that data table into a CSV file. This is a CSV file, right? A CSV file will be created with a CSV file name. Name is like something here. So, and then I upload that data with the CSV file name on the portal. So this CSV file will go into the folder which is here. So this way we should be able to record the feedback that is given by the human operator to create a new data set on which it has to be trained, right? Unfortunately, I'm not able to run this because it having some issue with the deployment, and I can't do much unless it get resolved. So let me try if